Spurs have won their first NBA championship.
The San Antonio Spurs are your world champions.
And for the third time in 7 seasons, the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
And there's the buzzer. The San Antonio Spurs are NBA champions once again. Their 4th title in 9 years. To tick off, San Antonio is back on top once again. The Spurs are the 2014 NBA champions.
The San Antonio Spurs was one of the greatest franchises in the NBA in the late 90s till into the late 2010s, winning 5 titles in the span of 15 years, led by star Tim Duncan, Tony Parker, Manu Ginobili, and Kawhi Leonard, all drafted and developed by themselves. What many would call the greatest coach ever, Greg Popovich, they dominated the league for almost 20 years, winning the most games from 1999 to 2017, along with 5 championships. Even after the aging and retirement of players like Duncan and Tony Parker, they're still able to maintain their competitiveness under Pop's coaching. With 60-win seasons and conference finals appearances, the Spurs kept their dominance into the late 2010s. However, when we look into the history book, we haven't seen the Spurs in deep playoff runs. So, what went wrong?
Kawhi Leonard. The fans of San Antonio know how great you are, and now the whole world does. You are the 2014 Bill Russell MVP.
In the 2014 NBA Finals, the Spurs beat the super team Miami Heat led by LeBron, D-Wade, and Chris Bosh, and the Finals MVP was not Duncan, Parker, or Ginobili, but the award was given to Kawhi Leonard. Leonard later carried on the Spurs' legacy with the all-court all being over 30 and at the end of their careers, winning Defensive Player of the Year and a couple All-Star appearances. Leonard and the Spurs were back in the Western Conference Finals once again in 2017, facing the dominating Golden State Warriors with the joining of Kevin Durant. The Spurs were up by 25 points into the third quarter of Game 1, which seems like they're going to stop another super team. With 8 minutes remaining in the third quarter, Kawhi went down with an ankle injury.
And Leonard goes down again. And he's in pain again in front of the Spurs bench.
And never returned in the series. The Warriors came back from down 25 and ended up eliminating the Spurs in 4 games. While they lost the series in a devastating way, most still believed the Spurs would be title contenders once Kawhi returned. However, things might not be as simple as expected. Kawhi would return to the team after missing part of the 17-18 season, with minutes increasing game by game. It seems like Kawhi is ready to get back to his old self.
But after January 13th, he played 28 minutes and scored 19 points and 8 boards. The Spurs later announced Kawhi will be out indefinitely. While Kawhi was away from the courts, 35 years old Tony Parker, who had suffered a similar injury last May, returned to the court in November and ended up playing 55 games. The Spurs medical team has optimism on Kawhi's injury. Rumors about Kawhi was nearing his return. The Spurs believe Kawhi can play, but Kawhi and his own team had a different opinion. Media and fans started stirring up tension between Kawhi and the Spurs. Rumors about whether Kawhi is returning forth back and forth. Until April 1st, Coach Pop announced that Leonard's return will be up to Leonard and his group, and the Spurs had no idea when he will be back. Since then, trade rumors skyrocketed, and Kawhi's relationship with the Spurs crumbled. On June 15, 2018, Kawhi requested a trade out of San Antonio.
The deal is final. The Spurs will send Kawhi Leonard and Danny Green to the Raptors for DeMar DeRozan, Jakob Poeltl, and a 2019 first-round pick, league sources tell me.
Now centering around DeMar DeRozan and LaMarcus Aldridge, the Spurs was hoping to get back to rhythm after all the drama. However, the combination between DeMar and Aldridge didn't work in the stacked West. They won 48 games, but was just the 7th seed and later on lost to the 2nd seed Denver Nuggets in a hard-fought 7-game series. The Spurs came back with the same roster in 1920 and 2021 and missed the playoffs in both years. With 2 mediocre seasons, no one can really see the Spurs' future. Aldridge was way past his prime and was traded to the Nets mid-season, while their best player DeMar left the Spurs for the Bulls. The only bright spot was Dejounte Murray, who has grown into an all-star level player, but not a core they could build around. After another mediocre 21-22 season, Spurs GM Brian Wright had finally seen enough, trading Murray away to the Atlanta Hawks and deciding to rebuild the team from scratch, rolled into an endless tunnel.
With the first pick in the 2023 NBA Draft, the San Antonio Spurs select Victor Wembanyama from Nanterre, France.
The tunnel started with a bright spot. After a year of tanking, the Spurs drafted 7'4" Victor Wembanyama as their future centerpiece of the franchise. This is the first step into the Spurs' rebuilding journey. No one knows how long it'll take for them to get back to glory. Maybe they won't. We don't know how long this endless tunnel could last. Who knows? Only time will tell.